Doing a cheers to the webcam.
Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Got my
Welcome to
Dunkin'
Coffee
already.
Talk this morning, sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts and the Bello Home Team.
Dunkin' Donuts and the Bella Home Team.
It's good to see you. How are you doing right now? I see you're at home. How's it going?
It's doing well. You can see I'm at home. You can see, the surprise kid running across the background of the camera and, the
It's a
whole
familiar
nine
scene
yards.
right now. Familiar
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. So everything's going well. Just adjusting to the change of being home, which, typically I try to avoid because that's where all the distractions are at, i.e. kids and dogs and all that stuff.
The only competition out there is distractions. Hey,
That's
we're
it.
pivoting now. We're making changes in our business probably faster than ever.
Yep.
The longest 3-week year of our lives here. This last 3 weeks has been full of changes.
Feels like the holidays again. You know what I mean? Like, look at
It does. You know what? It really does feel like the holidays.
Yep.
I actually like that feeling. It's been good. I know it's been an adjustment, but it's been good being around the family. I know you're a family man, businessman, and all that.
Honestly, I can say I have enjoyed the time and being with the family, and I know that as difficult as this has been for everybody, I see it as a blessing because I couldn't tell you like a time that I can remember having to stay home and be around the kids and my wife and just be present with everybody for weeks on end. I think it's been great.
I have been so happy hearing that because I've been able to talk with, interview with. I'm not trying to interview you today, but I am going to ask you some questions. But it's just been great to hear everyone talk about being, as you mentioned, present, but it just being like a new time of reflection and connecting with their family in a new way. And that's so powerful. That's more powerful than anything we talk about in the market or whatnot, but we are going to talk about that too.
Yeah. I think
so
it's
awesome.
Just the, before all this, the distractions of everyday life kept us from the basics of just spending time that matters with the people that matter to us the most. You know what I mean? So you get so tied up in kids sporting events and, we have 4 kids. So, on any day we have, especially like Saturdays, we have at least 3 kids that are, that have their sport going on. So we spend our whole day just running around acting like a chauffeur for the kids to get everybody where they got to be. Mm-hmm. And then we have practices during the week and then our schedules and work and everything. And it seems so hectic. And now all of a sudden it's like, stop. You're not allowed to be hectic. You can't even try to be hectic if you want to. And now it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do with my thoughts? You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
all of these different things. The creative part of our brain is awake again.
It really is. That's true. No one's mentioned that yet.
Yes.
That's a big thing. It has cracked open. Because that's what you're left with. When we were kids, we didn't have any lack of imagination when things stopped. Our life was on pause at all times. We were just in the moment, and we were finding things to do with the simplest piece of dirt out there.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Which is cool. I like it. It's like, wow, the thoughts that have been coming to mind over the last couple of weeks because of the fact that I don't have all the other distractions of day to day creeping in. And it's been wonderful. I've enjoyed it.
You look happy and well rested. You look like you're doing quarantining in a very you're doing it right. I feel
doing it right. We're still everybody's good. We're trying to make sure that we family exercise every single day. So we went out yesterday and did a 45-minute walk. We went out the day before.
Oh, great!
And actually, we know we needed a couple of groceries, so we walked to Publix, which is at the front of our subdivision. There's my wife now in the background.
Hey, wife.
Walked up to Publix and grabbed the groceries that we need and then walked back home with the groceries, which is great. You know what I mean? It's like half a mile away. Do you really need to take the car for half a mile? So just,
all the things that we're learning right now.
Yeah.
How we can have a simpler life and healthier life.
So we're healthy. We're eating at home every day, which has been phenomenal.
Who's doing the cooking?
Laura. Babe, where are you at? She's over there hiding. You're on camera.
I am?
Yes.
Hey.
So she's cooking every day. And
awesome.
and I think she loves it, even though she's told me last night maybe I should cook a meal.
Yeah. I heard that too, Sean. The wife is a great cook as well, and she I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I'm getting commissioned to cook right now too, which I'm happy to help.
Yeah. So we've been having great home cooked meals every day and eating healthier, and as much as it's different being around each other so much, I think there's a lot of benefits that have come out of it.
A lot, and I continue to recognize people that are dealing with difficult times right now, and just also being so grateful that the people in my circle that I care about are really finding some great reflections, and even if they're struggling a bit or making big changes quickly, that they're finding the silver lining in all of it and connecting more with their family, and just finding out the simpler parts of life right now. And I can't help but be majorly grateful for that. That's really awesome. Well, brother, we know things are going well at home, but we are doing some working from home. A lot of us are. You're in an essential service right now in real estate, and people are hearing things here, they're hearing things there. There's an article every day or every hour about particular things, and real estate really is the backbone of the economy. It certainly is right now, and it's springtime. How is the market looking out there from the Homestead office?
So what I've been seeing so far is the activity for the spring market. Usually right around this time, right at the end of March, beginning of April is when our spring market starts. And you'll start to see listings coming on the market. You'll start to see a little more buyer activity. People are wanting to see more houses. People are listing houses. Typically clients do their, sell and buy at this time of year because they want to finish that transaction right around the time when kids get out of school. So they want it to coincide with the end of school, and the March timeframe kicked off as normal. We started seeing all the listings that we've been talking to and working with, the buyers that we've been talking to. Everybody was moving in that direction as they normally would, and the things that have changed as a result of coronavirus are how we complete business, not necessarily the business itself. The business itself is still the same. The ways that we're completing business that are different are more virtual showings, more video, which we love video.
We do,
and just kind of providing services more remotely than have been done in the past. For our team, that's not much different than what we've always done, because we've been providing these services, doing video walkthroughs for buyers. We've been doing this for years. We've had buyers purchase houses sight unseen simply based on video, where we do, shoot video at each step of the process. So we go and we show houses to them, take video, send them the video. Then they like it, and then we go back and let's say we do a FaceTime video and walk them through the house again and have them interact with us on FaceTime to get their feedback. Then let's say we make an offer. Well, that's done digitally anyways. We don't, handwrite contracts. Everything's done electronically. So that part, nothing's changing. The process with title companies and lenders that are involved, Milestone Title and, the lender that's involved, that's always done remotely until you get to the point of a closing. And then now we're seeing where that part is changing a little bit. The remote closing process, which used to be, or has always been available to clients, typically involved a physical notary being present with the client at the time where they would sign paperwork together. Well, that process is still in place, but there's a couple modifications that we're starting to see from it. So as an example, we had a closing yesterday that the title company had the buyers come to a drive-through closing. So they pulled up at their office in their car. The mobile notary came outside, provided them the documentation. Everybody had their cleaning wipes and all that stuff. Everything that the clients had to sign was signed in their vehicle, so they didn't have to leave their car. And the mobile notary was outside observing, but not in the space so that anybody could be, potentially sharing germs and getting sick. It went off without a hitch. Everything was perfect. So these processes, there's been some tweaks, but business has still been what we consider business as usual. We're not really seeing much of an impact. We're still seeing houses being listed. We're still seeing houses being sold. I think the biggest challenge that we're going to see is We are probably not going to have as many listings coming on the market as we normally do at this time of year. And I think that what that'll do is it'll actually cause a pinch, and it's going to keep prices up. I don't think we see prices drop. I think everybody's fearful that the real estate market is looking at a collapse, or everybody remembers what happened before, and that was different. That was a financial crisis caused by mortgages in the real estate. This is not that. This is a health crisis, and it's affecting people's ability to work. But housing is still strong. We still have lowest levels of inventory that we've had for years. We still have very low interest rates, and I think if we have less listings coming on the market right now at a time of year when usually our listings go up, prices will hold steady. They might even come up a little bit as a result.
And those comps will be able to be used for 6-9 months down the road as the most recent comps in that area. So the prices should stay where they're at right now, which is great for sellers and buyers at this time too. And it sounds like all the changes that you've been talking about are for health and safety. And that's really the things that have changed in the market. And you guys have been prepared at a high level for the video and what a lot of agents are trying to fumble through right now to implement quickly. You guys have been doing this for a long time. So business as usual with some tweaks from what I hear.
With some tweaks. And I find it kind of, maybe it's reassurance for me, but it's kind of, it's a little refreshing because those buyers that are out there like, oh, I want to see this house. And I'm like, cool, you want me to go shoot video for you? Yeah, go. I'll go, I can jump in the car, schedule the showing. It's actually easier for me to schedule a showing by myself to shoot video than it is for a normal showing, because everybody understands right now. So when I'm like, it's just going to be me, I'm just going to be there to shoot video. I'll be in and out of the house in under 10 minutes. Come on in. We get scheduled, we go shoot the video, get the video sent to the client, and they have what they need, and it's been easy. I mean, we're making an offer today on a house that I shot video on yesterday.
Wow. That's awesome.
And the clients are in another state. They're in New Hampshire.
So great. That's really great. And you guys take good video. You guys do take really good video though. So that's a selling point for me. I've seen your videos.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's really great. And I think that it's just, we've been talking and utilizing video for a long time, and it just fits into this moment more than anything right now. So it sounds like you've been able to move about, how are open houses getting held now? Are we doing the same thing where we're showing off a client? That's pretty much an open house anytime when we go in with that video and send it out to the client.
So we have always provided video on our listings anyways. Mm-hmm. So anybody that wants to see one of our listings, it's in MLS, of course. All the photos are there as normal, but we have a video for every single one of our properties that someone can go and look at. And it's a walkthrough video done by a professional photographer. So it's even better than the ones that we do, where I go through and I walk and talk and tell people things, and, they hear me trip over stuff because I'm not looking around and, all that. This is a professional going and shooting video of the house, giving them an actual walkthrough. And it helps. Video is tremendous to help you feel the space without physically being in the space. So any walkthrough video is going to help a buyer get the feeling of what the house is, because you don't get that from photos. Photos show you how nice the house is, or they show you the condition of the house, but they don't give you the feel of the house. They don't give you the flow of the house, which is what video captures. And we have that on every single one of our listings. We've always had that because we want people to be able to see that and not necessarily have to physically step into the house to do it.
That's fantastic. It's the best way to mimic being there in person.
Yep.
There's nothing close to it. Well, that's really, really awesome for you guys to have been bringing out this strategy for a long time now leading up to this. So you guys, it was plug and play for you all during these times. I'm sure of it. Oh, and I know one thing I want to ask you too is because you have a great outlook on the market currently, its history, and I know that you have some insight on to what the outlook for the market looks like for the next 6 to 12 months. What would you say the long-term effects of this will be? What will the market look like in 6 to 12 months?
So what I feel we're going to see is we're going to see our spring market shift back 4 or 5 months. We're going to see what would normally be the March, April market is going to be now a June, July, August market. where typically about mid-July, beginning of August when that curve starts to go back down again. I think we're going to see it shift back. And it's, for a couple of reasons. One, because people are locked at home right now, and they can't wrap their brains around trying to make a move necessarily at this time. Two, the whole school year thing is uncertain at this point. The whole reason that people typically do it at this time of year, it's a little uncertain as to what's going to happen with school. We know that kids are out of school for the whole month of April, and we're now everybody's become a homeschool teacher, and we're trying to figure out how to do Common Core and all that stuff.
Good luck, brother. I got a 4-year-old, not quite there yet. I feel for you. I know.
I feel for the teachers because they're having to change their whole focus now and teach to our children, in an online platform. And they're doing a good job from what I can tell. And, it'll be interesting to see how everyone adapts, because teachers are adapting, kids are adapting, parents are adapting. Obviously, it's become even more difficult if you have to work from home and try to homeschool. And, depending on your family situation, if you're a single parent or something like that, it could be really, really difficult. But I think our market ends up shifting back just 4 or 5 months, maybe 3-4 months this way towards the middle part of the year. Instead of it being the, kind of the beginning of the second quarter, it might be the end of second and beginning of third quarter before we see that activity. So we might have a second half of the year that's really, really busy in real estate because we don't have any more inventory than we had before. We still have demand. We still have a great interest rate environment. The only difference is going to be people's ability to purchase depending on their financial situation and if they're working or not. And then when things loosen up and then people can actually start getting out there again and looking, because here's the other thing. I think anybody that's been, we're all kind of stuck at home, all right? Anybody that's in an apartment, maybe a condo, a small townhouse, something like that. Anybody that's in a space, a multifamily space that they've been renting, they may have fear of being in that kind of a space now with something like this, because there's people all around you. So you might have people now that are saying, I need to get out of here. I need a house. I need my own place that I can go to, that I can go outside and step out into my yard and breathe fresh air without somebody else being right next, right there. And when they open the door, they're staring me face to face. So
some new thoughts in the buying process right now with decision making.
I think that really boasts well for the single family market. And you're going to see people that were considering before, they're like, yeah, I need to get my own house. It's time.
Interesting time, especially since it's been predicted in 2021 for the millennial portion of the market to flood the market by the millions around 2021. And it sounds like from what you're saying, there's a bit of a shift from the spring market to around right now to third quarter, around that time, the fall time. Interesting time in the market.
For sure. Interesting. And that millennial buyer subset that you talked about, they are already 40% of the overall market buyers anyways. So that is going up 40%. That's the biggest subsection of buyers within our market right now.
Absolutely. And a good thing about that I'm thinking about now is they're already adaptive to technology. And I think the things that we're implementing right now, well, a lot of us are, and stuff that you've already implemented is going to continue in a very strong way moving forward in how we do business and interact with our clients more virtually.
Absolutely.
And they're just as plug and play as you guys are. So that's a great timing of technology there for the particular market and who's buying in the market.
Right. Something also too that I don't know if anybody's discussed this with you or not in your Zoom calls, but over the last couple of months, I have been completing listing presentations for clients using the screen share function in BombBomb or the screen record function in BombBomb. So I will have all of the things on my screen for the client to view, and I will record a video of myself talking them through each section as if I was in their living room with them in person.
Yes.
And going step by step, walking through what the comparable sales are in their community, and telling them why these would be the representative homes that would be the best to show value of their property, and then sharing the reasons that we would think a certain price point or a certain area would be the best area to be listed at, and what the expectations are and what the timeframes are, and then talk about what their expected returns and all that, and all those documents are on my screen. And then in the email where they get that video, they get the documents as well, so that they can reference those while they're listening and or watching the video. So we've been doing this for a couple of months before any of the coronavirus stuff came out. And a number of our listings that we have right now are a result of those virtual listing appointments that we've done with clients a couple months ago. So there's nothing that requires someone, that requires me, the real estate professional, to be in the house to give you a listing presentation. There's, I don't have to be there. You can walk me through your house with a video, and then I can ask you questions about things that I need to see and that I need to know for me to get the information I need to give you everything that you would need to know to sell your house. It's completely
amazing.
feasible.
It's completely doable. You guys are doing it, and nobody has mentioned using BombBomb Screen Share right now. That is a top level way of being able to be personal, connect with your clients, and then communicate with them all the facets of the visual and auditory, which is about all you need.
Yep.
That's really cool. Of course, no one's mentioned that. Of course, your buddy here has thought of that, and haven't heard anybody utilizing Screen Share in general. Which is a webinar I'm going to be putting on here soon. Agents need to know how to utilize that, and BombBomb makes it really easy.
It's very, very simple to do. Very simple to do, and just the result. You're talking about, again, a sub 10-minute video to walk through and give them all the information they need to know about their house, and give them a great idea of what they need so they can make a decision.
Yeah.
A lot of times people they're trying to make a decision. Is this the time for me to sell? Are the numbers there? Am I going to get what I need? What kind of time is it going to take? All of those things. And it's our job to provide them the information, to give them the value they need so that they can make a decision. That's it. It's just about providing all the tools so that they can say, yes, we're good, or no, we have more questions, or we need to hold, or we need to, just help. That's it.
And with that listing presentation by video and encapsulated in that video, they can look at it at their convenience. They can look back at it again as they're making their decision. And you've presented all the information there for them and empathized with them and shown your expertise and broke everything down in your own personal way. Yeah, that's got to be, I would hire you as my real estate agent.
And here's the biggest piece. It's not obtrusive. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not there trying to sell you. I'm not in your house trying to sell you. I'm not making you uncomfortable. And I'm not there, making you worried that someone's trying to, they're here. All they want is my business. You're not doing that. You're not doing that on a video. I'm not in your house. I'm not physically in front of you trying to get you to shake my hand and sign on the line, because that's not what it's about. So it's really, really about just giving the things that the client needs and doing it in a way that they're comfortable with. That's what a video does.
That's exactly what video does. And that's why I was so excited to be on video with you today, because brother, you get it. And your clients know that you get it. Sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
Sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Here,
let's take a sip.
Turn it. Sponsored by Dunkin'. Yes.
Mine's sponsored by Costco, but I love Dunkin' Donuts. Well, brother, it's been awesome to have this coffee talk with you. Thanks for breaking a lot of stuff about how we're utilizing technology, the overall market, sharing with us about your newfound time at home while you're navigating home life and business. And I'm just honored to have you as a friend and get this video out so people can check it out.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for checking in with us. If you guys need anything, you can reach out to the Bello Home Team. Call me directly. Call my cell phone, 813-382-9876. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you guys need. We're here to help.
Get a hold of the Bello Home Team.
That's it.
All right, Sean. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, Ryan.